Hello, everyone. Today, I'm taking you on a fascinating and mysterious journey through 5 of the biggest UFO and alien mysteries that have made humanity question its place in the universe. The summer of 1947 was a pivotal moment in the history of UFO fascination, largely due to an incident that unfolded near Roswell, New Mexico. It all began when rancher W. Brazel discovered a large amount of strange debris scattered across his property. The debris consisted of unusual materials like rubber strips, tinfoil, and sticks, but also something more perplexing: a strong, lightweight metallic material that couldn't be bent or burned. Intrigued, Brazel reported his find to the local authorities. What happened next catapulted Roswell into the annals of UFO legend. On July 8, 1947, the Roswell Army Airfield, RAAF, issued a press release stating they had recovered a flying disc or flying saucer. This electrifying announcement immediately captured national headlines, fueling public excitement about potential extraterrestrial visitation. For a brief moment, it seemed the world was on the cusp of an incredible revelation. However, just a day later, the military dramatically reversed its statement. General Roger Ramey, head of the 8th Air Force, held a press conference where he displayed fragments of what he claimed was merely a weather balloon and its radar target. The official narrative shifted from a flying disc to a mundane meteorological instrument. This swift and seemingly contradictory change in explanation immediately sowed seeds of doubt and suspicion in the public's mind. Why the sudden U-turn? What were they trying to hide? For decades, the Roswell incident remained a curious footnote, largely forgotten by mainstream society. But in the late 1970s, interest in the case was rekindled by interviews with retired military personnel, most notably Major Jesse Marcel, who had been involved in the original recovery of the debris. Marcel publicly stated that what he had handled was not of this earth, and that he believed the military had orchestrated a cover-up. His testimony, along with others who came forward, suggested that the original flying disc story was closer to the truth than the weather balloon explanation. The renewed attention led to numerous books, documentaries, and investigations. Proponents of the extraterrestrial hypothesis pointed to the unusual properties of the debris described by witnesses, materials that seemed beyond the technology of the 1940s. They also highlighted inconsistencies in the military's changing narratives and the swiftness with which the original story was retracted. Many believe that not only was a craft of extraterrestrial origin recovered, but also that alien bodies might have been found at a secondary crash site, then secretly transported to secure government facilities, leading to the enduring mystery of Area 51. In response to public pressure, the U.S. government released several reports in the 1990s aiming to debunk the alien theories. The 1994 Air Force Report of Air Force Research regarding the Roswell incident, concluded that the recovered debris was from a classified project known as Project Mogul. This project involved high-altitude balloons designed to detect sound waves from Soviet nuclear tests. A subsequent report in 1997, the Roswell Report, Case Closed, attempted to explain the alien body claims as misidentified crash test dummies or misremembered events involving military personnel. Despite these official explanations, the Roswell incident remains a cornerstone of UFO belief. For many, the government's shifting stories, the initial press release, and the compelling testimony of witnesses continue to suggest a profound cover-up of an extraterrestrial encounter. It's a story that epitomizes the enduring human fascination with life beyond our planet and the suspicion that some truths are kept from the public eye. Area 51, the nexus of secrecy and speculation. For decades, the mere mention of Area 51 has conjured images of top-secret government experiments, crashed alien spacecraft, and even extraterrestrial beings. Officially known as Homey Airport or Groom Lake, this highly classified U.S. Air Force facility is located deep within the Nevada desert, approximately 83 miles (134 kilometers) northwest of Las Vegas. Its remote location, combined with extreme security measures and a long-standing government policy of non-acknowledgement, made it the perfect breeding ground for myths and conspiracy theories. The history of Area 51 as a subject of public fascination truly began to blossom during the Cold War era. Its remote and desolate setting was ideal for the development and testing of advanced, top-secret aircraft. In the mid-1950s, the facility became the primary testing site for the U-2 Dragon Lady reconnaissance aircraft, a high-altitude spy plane designed to fly over the Soviet Union. The U-2 was a revolutionary aircraft for its time, capable of flying at altitudes previously unattainable. These flights often resulted in strange sightings by civilian pilots and ground observers who would see the sun reflecting off the U-2 at extreme altitudes long after twilight had set on the ground. These unusual aerial phenomena, which the government could not explain publicly due to the classified nature of the U-2 program, inadvertently fueled early UFO reports in the region. As technology progressed, Area 51 continued to be the testing ground for other cutting-edge aircraft, including the SR-71 Blackbird and later the stealth fighter aircraft like the F-117 Nighthawk in the 1980s. Each new project brought with it unusual flight characteristics and appearances, further contributing to the mystique of the base. The intense secrecy surrounding these projects meant that any unusual activity observed near the base went unexplained to the public, leading many to fill in the blanks with their own theories, and often those theories involved visitors from another world. The connection between Area 51 and extraterrestrials became deeply entrenched, especially after the public rekindling of the Roswell Incident in the late 1970s and 1980s. The prevailing theory among UFO enthusiasts was that the alien craft and bodies recovered from Roswell were secretly transported to Area 51 for reverse engineering and study. This idea was particularly popularized by Bob Lazar, who claimed in 1989 that he had worked at a secret site near Area 51 called S4, where he allegedly helped reverse engineer alien spacecraft powered by element 115. While Lazar's claims have been largely debunked by mainstream science and he faces significant credibility issues, his story nevertheless cemented Area 51's place as the ultimate hub of alien conspiracy theories. For decades, the U.S. government maintained a neither confirm nor deny stance regarding Area 51, refusing to even acknowledge its existence. This official silence only intensified public curiosity and fueled the belief that something extraordinary was being hidden there. The base was shrouded in intense security. Warning signs with deadly force authorized, remote sensors, and patrolling security vehicles, often referred to as camo dudes, ensured no unauthorized access. Enthusiasts would often venture to nearby vantage points like Tikaboo Peak, hoping to catch a glimpse of the enigmatic activities within the base's perimeter. Finally, in 2013, the CIA officially declassified documents that acknowledged the existence of Area 51 and detailed its primary purpose, the development and testing of the U-2 spy plane during the Cold War. These documents provided historical context and explained why the base was kept secret for so long. It was about national security and intelligence gathering during a critical period. While this declassification confirmed the base's existence and original purpose, it did little to quell the more elaborate alien-related theories. For many, the official explanation merely served to confirm that the government had been hiding something, leaving open the possibility that there were still more secrets, perhaps extraterrestrial ones, yet to be revealed. Area 51 remains a powerful symbol of the unknown, a testament to the human fascination with what lies beyond our current understanding.
Whether it's a hub for alien technology or simply a highly advanced military test site, its legacy as a hotbed of speculation ensures its continued place in pop culture and the ongoing debate about life beyond Earth.
The Betty and Barney Hill abduction, 1961. The night of September 19, 1961, started as a routine drive home for Betty and Barney Hill, an interracial couple from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. They were returning from a vacation in Niagara Falls, driving south on US Route 3 through the White Mountains. It was a clear, crisp night, and the stars were brilliant. As they drove, they noticed a bright light in the sky, which they initially dismissed as an ordinary aircraft. However, the light began to behave erratically, moving in ways no conventional plane could, growing larger and brighter as it approached their vehicle. Barney, using binoculars, observed what he described as a pancake-shaped craft with windows, behind which he could discern figures moving. He became increasingly alarmed as the object descended, seemingly heading directly for their car. In a moment of sheer terror, Barney claimed to have seen several non-human figures looking out from the craft's windows. One figure, seemingly the leader of the aliens, appeared to communicate with him telepathically, instructing him to stop the car. Overwhelmed by fear, Barney slammed on the brakes in the middle of the deserted road. The next thing the Hills remembered was hearing a strange rhythmic buzzing sound that seemed to reverberate through their car. They then found themselves about 35 miles further down the road with no clear recollection of how they got there. It was 2 hours later than they thought it should be, and they felt a strange sense of disorientation and anxiety. Upon arriving home, Betty noticed peculiar shiny spots on her dress, and Barney's shoes were scuffed. Their watches had stopped, and the compass in their car was malfunctioning. These anomalies, combined with their fragmented memories and growing anxiety, prompted them to report the incident to the Pease Air Force Base. Initially, their story was met with skepticism, but their distress was evident. Over the following weeks, both Betty and Barney began to experience vivid nightmares and increasing psychological distress. Betty's dreams were particularly disturbing, detailing a forced medical examination by strange gray-skinned beings with large eyes. Barney, though initially more resistant to the idea of an abduction, also suffered from severe anxiety and physical symptoms. Recognizing their profound psychological distress, a family friend suggested they consult Dr. Benjamin Simon, a prominent Boston psychiatrist and neurologist. Under Dr. Simon's care, the Hills underwent separate extensive sessions of hypnosis in late 1963 and early 1964. It was during these sessions that the full chilling narrative of their alleged abduction began to emerge. Under hypnosis, both Betty and Barney recounted remarkably consistent stories of being taken aboard a disc-shaped craft by small gray-skinned beings with large wraparound eyes and thin mouths. They described being subjected to various physical examinations, including the insertion of needles and instruments into their bodies. Betty vividly recalled being shown a star map by the leader of the aliens, who explained their origin. She later drew this map from memory. Barney, while remembering the examination, focused more on the being's appearance and the leader's calm and authoritative presence. The consistency of their separate accounts under hypnosis, despite having no conscious memory of the events, lent significant weight to their claims for many investigators. Betty's star map, in particular, became a focal point of interest. Years later, an amateur astronomer, Marjorie Fish, analyzed Betty's drawing and claimed it accurately depicted the Zeta Reticuli star system, a binary star system located about 39 light-years from Earth. This purported correlation further fueled the belief that the Hills' experience was genuine. Despite the compelling nature of their story, the Betty and Barney Hill abduction case has faced considerable skepticism. Critics point to potential psychological factors, such as shared delusions, false memories induced by hypnosis, or the influence of popular science fiction of the era. Some argue that their memories under hypnosis might have been influenced by their conscious anxieties
and the suggestive nature of the therapeutic process. Barney's health deteriorated in the years following the incident, and he passed away in 1969. Betty continued to speak about their experience until her death in 2004, remaining steadfast in her belief. Regardless of one's personal belief in the extraterrestrial aspect, the Betty and Barney Hill abduction remains a landmark case. It not only brought the concept of alien abduction into mainstream consciousness, but also established many of the tropes now commonly associated with such encounters: the gray alien archetype, the medical examination, and the missing time phenomenon. It forced a conversation about the limits of human memory, the power of the subconscious, and the enduring question of whether we are truly alone in the universe.
Crop circles, art, or alien message. For centuries, strange patterns have occasionally appeared in fields, but it wasn't until the late 20th century that the phenomenon of crop circles truly exploded into public consciousness. These aren't just random flattenings. They are often massive, complex geometric designs meticulously pressed into fields of wheat, barley, corn, or rapeseed. Appearing mostly in the dead of night, these formations range from simple circles to breathtakingly intricate patterns involving fractals, mathematical equations, and even what some interpret as symbolic messages. The modern fascination with crop circles began primarily in the late 1970s and early 1980s in England, particularly in the rural county of Wiltshire, which ironically is also home to ancient megalithic sites like Stonehenge and Avebury. The sheer scale and precision of some of these early formations immediately baffled farmers and researchers alike. Unlike random storm damage or animal activity, the stalks within the circles were typically bent at a precise 90-degree angle, not broken, suggesting a rapid and non-damaging application of force. This detail became a crucial point of contention between those who believed in human origins and those who suspected something more extraordinary. The debate surrounding crop circles primarily pits two main theories against each other: human hoaxes versus extraterrestrial or unknown natural phenomena. Proponents of the human hoax theory gained significant ground in 1991 when two self-proclaimed pranksters, Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley, publicly admitted to creating many of the earlier, simpler circles using basic tools like planks, ropes, and hats. They demonstrated how they could effectively flatten crops to create precise shapes. Their confession immediately led many to dismiss the entire phenomenon as nothing more than an elaborate practical joke. Indeed, countless crop circles since then have been confirmed as man-made, often created by cereologists, people who study crop circles, or art groups for various reasons, including advertising or artistic expression. These man-made circles often exhibit telltale signs: broken stalks, irregular patterns, and visible footprints or tool marks. However, the debate didn't end there. Many enthusiasts argued that Bauer and Chorley could only account for the simpler designs, and that the complexity and sheer number of subsequent formations, especially those appearing worldwide, far outstripped the capabilities of a few pranksters working in secret. They point to several perplexing characteristics observed in some of the more elaborate crop circles. Intricate geometry and mathematics. Some formations display incredibly complex fractal patterns, precise geometric theorems, and even binary code or astrological alignments that seem to require advanced planning and execution, making them difficult to attribute to a clandestine team working in the dark. Bent, not broken, stalks. As mentioned, many genuine crop circles reportedly feature stalks that are bent at the nodes, the knuckles along the stem, rather than broken. This suggests a rapid burst of energy or heat that causes the plant to soften and fall, then continue to grow horizontally. This bending without breaking is often cited as evidence against human trampling. Electromagnetic anomalies. Reports from some researchers claim to have detected unusual electromagnetic fluctuations, altered soil composition, or even changes in the growth rate of seeds taken from within certain crop circles compared to crops outside the formations. These findings, while debated, hint at an unknown energy source at play. Rapid formation and remote locations. Some formations appear in highly remote or difficult to access locations and are discovered fully formed overnight, making it challenging to imagine how a human team could create them undetected in such a short time frame, especially without leaving a trace. For those who believe in non-human origins, crop circles are often seen as messages from extraterrestrial intelligence, either as attempts at communication, landing marks, or even as forms of cosmic art. Other theories propose more terrestrial, but still unexplained phenomena, such as localized vortexes of wind or unknown energy fields that interact with plant life. Ultimately, while many crop circles are undeniably human-made, the most complex and unexplainable examples continue to fuel the mystery. They challenge our understanding of what's possible and keep the conversation alive. Are these intricate patterns simply clever human artistry, or are they whispers from an intelligence beyond our world, leaving their enigmatic marks on the canvases of our fields?
The Phoenix Lights, 1997. A sky full of unexplained illumination. The night of March 13, 1997 was an ordinary Thursday in Arizona, but by the time it was over, thousands of residents, including a sitting governor, would have witnessed one of the most baffling and widespread UFO phenomena in modern history. What started as a series of strange lights in the sky evolved into a massive, silent, V-shaped object slowly traversing hundreds of miles across the state. The sightings began around 6:55 p.m. as a series of lights were reported over Henderson, Nevada, and quickly moved south into Arizona. Residents in Prescott, Kingman, and the surrounding areas began calling local authorities, describing multiple bright lights, sometimes appearing in a triangular or V-shaped formation, moving silently and steadily. As the phenomenon approached Phoenix, the state's largest city, between 8:15 p.m. and 8:45 p.m., the number of witnesses skyrocketed. Thousands of people looked up to see a colossal, dark V-shaped object, seemingly blotting out the stars, with 5 distinct spherical lights or light-emitting orifices along its leading edge. Witnesses described the object as incredibly large, estimated to be anywhere from a quarter mile to a mile wide, making it unlike any known aircraft. Crucially, it made no sound whatsoever, a point that many emphasized given its immense size and slow, deliberate movement. It seemed to glide effortlessly over the city, remaining visible for several minutes before disappearing to the southeast. For many, the experience was profound and unsettling. They knew they were seeing something truly out of the ordinary. The sheer volume of eyewitness accounts, including videos and photographs, quickly brought the event to national attention. News channels buzzed with the story, and the public demanded answers. Initially, military authorities were tight-lipped, but as pressure mounted, the United States Air Force, USAF, offered an explanation. The lights were flares dropped by A-10 Warthog aircraft during a training exercise at the Berriem Goldwater Air Force Range. They claimed the flares, when viewed from a distance, could create the illusion of a stationary formation. However, this official explanation immediately faced strong opposition from countless witnesses. Many pointed out critical inconsistencies. First, the flares would have descended, flickering and going out quickly, whereas the lights seen over Phoenix appeared to move in a coordinated formation for an extended period, slowly drifting across the sky. Second, the flares would have produced smoke and noise, which was neither reported by the vast majority of witnesses. Most notably, Five Symington III, who was the governor of Arizona at the time of the incident, initially scoffed at the reports and even made a public joke about an alien being captured. However, years later, Symington dramatically changed his stance. In 2007, he publicly stated that he had also witnessed a portion of the Phoenix Lights firsthand and described seeing a huge and inexplicable craft, flat and V-shaped with definite structural characteristics, stating unequivocally, "I'm a pilot and I know a lot about aircraft. It was bigger than anything I've ever seen. It remains a great mystery." He dismissed the flare explanation as entirely inadequate. The Phoenix Lights incident quickly became a textbook case in UFO studies, highlighting the disconnect between official explanations and widespread public testimony. While the military maintains its flare theory, the collective memory of thousands of Arizonans points to something far more substantial and enigmatic. The event is celebrated by UFO researchers as one of the most compelling mass sightings, partly due to the high number of credible witnesses and photographic evidence. To this day, the true nature of the Phoenix Lights remains a subject of intense debate. Was it a highly sophisticated, secret military aircraft, a misidentified conventional phenomenon? Or was it, as many eyewitnesses believe, something truly otherworldly, a silent, colossal visitor from beyond our understanding, momentarily gracing the skies of Arizona before disappearing back into the unknown? The mystery continues to burn as brightly as the lights themselves.